I'm against ASMR. I am so against it, how it's being used currently as a way of mental masturbation. The defining characteristic of ASMR is that all sounds are made within close proximity. I'm gonna have to get real. Gonna have to get real in this bit of to rewild yourself. I can't speak today. Do you even know if you're a part of a social experiment right now? Did you read that Facebook contract that Facebook made you sign when you signed up? Did you read those new Instagram agreements? I didn't either. I didn't either, so let's just dive into what that really means and how that has to do with ASMR and why I'm against things like ASMR. Let's go. Okay, hello and welcome everyone. Thank you guys so much for being present in this video with me. I am Nakaira, for those of you that do not know. So yesterday I tried to make a video about ASMR and you guys would have seen some clips about that because I made some key points, so I'm not even gonna leave it out. But the video was way too close to my face and so you guys got TMI, you got too much information. But I'm gonna continue with the video anyway and still keep the energy flowing and going and to continue to make my points. I'm just gonna reiterate on a point that I made yesterday as well. So I spoke about how my view of the word against is that my view of the word against may be different to everyone else's. So to be against something in this life, we are actually supporting that thing that we are against. And I know in the times that we live in, just because of how society is and it tends to be really sensitive, especially with, you know, the internet and things like that, people tend to be sensitive when you mention things like being against something. But it's good to be against things like in life, contrast, friction, tension are what actually make life. And when you study things like tantra as well, it just heightens your awareness and heightens your appreciation for things like friction and abruption, because that little pushback that you get from those intimate moments or those awkward moments or those just moments, like real genuine moments in life, is what pushes you forward. And that is also as well an awareness of sexual energy, how we have been created and how this world is, how this 3D reality actually is that it's all sex based. And unfortunately, because we perverted sex, you know, it's hard for people to have a oneness with that idea. But truly everything in this realm that we know of is sex. Like everything is sex. The way that you breathe in and then out, it's all one big orgasmic experience. It's all one big push and pull, and ultimately that's what sex is, a big push and pull. And so when I say I'm against something, it actually is pushing and pulling. It's identifying that thing for what it is. It's feeling all of the sensations of that thing, and it's tapping into your sexual energy in the purest and the most loving way. So yeah, I'm against ASMR and I'm going to dive into that today. Also as well, I used the bottle analogy, so I'll use the bottle analogy one more time because I don't think you guys actually saw what I meant by that. So me being against something is like me putting this bottle onto a table. Imagine my hand is a table and I put the bottle onto it. I'm against this bottle. I'm supporting it. I am actually platforming it and lifting that thing up. I'm lifting the bottle up, and that is what I mean again by saying that I'm against ASMR. I am so against it, how it's being used currently as a way of mental masturbation, how it's being used as a way currently to replace real human connection, real human touch, real human interface. And again, as we're moving towards realities such as the Metaverse, which are creating multiple digital realities. Let me even turn this on as well, I've got my phone up there. Yeah, so whilst we're moving towards, you know, virtual realities and a reality where touch is becoming so much more synthetic, I believe it's so much more important now, more so than ever before, to come offline and to seek ASMR in real life. ASMR stands for Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response, and that's all fancy jargon for basically a response that we get on the back of our skulls to sounds made within a close-knit region. Okay, so I always believe in a balanced conversation, so I'm going to start off with the pros of ASMR. ASMR has actually found to be a relief from depression, from anxiety. You know, the closeness and the close-knit nature and the subtle sounds really help people to rekindle with themselves. It also helps to relieve any stresses as well, like, and again, that's why I believe that there's been seen like such a rise in popularity of ASMR videos, because people want to relieve that stress, people want a release, and I believe it's such a beautiful thing as well. I don't believe that anything in life is intrinsically bad or intrinsically good. I don't believe necessarily in a black and white or even a duality. I believe that everything in life serves a purpose and has its place and has its purpose, and unfortunately because of human judgment and prejudice, like we're just like, no, this is this. You know what I mean? We're just so like that with anything. Like we just call something ugly or call something beautiful just because we see it that way, just because we've made ourselves into that authority figure. Again, later on in the video you'll hear me speak about light workers and things like that, but light workers and beings that like to judge, I often associate them with the mind. They want to be up here because it's on top. A lot of people like to be on top, and they forget that even though you are placed on top, it is still an ecosystem. You are still a part of, you know, what the whole body is. Like the body likes to forget that it's a part, the mind likes to forget that it's a part of the body, and I feel like that's so evident in society. Like we as human beings forget that we are nature, not a part of nature. We are nature. We are connected to nature itself. So it's serving you a beautiful purpose. You know you want to be relaxed. You know you want to balance yourself again. Now you can identify that. You know, ASMR is going to help you through that. It's like a process of like weight loss. You do this at first, and then you wean off the sugar little bit by little bit. My voice is going, I don't know why. But yeah, you wean off the sugar little bit, and then you come back to yourself and you're just like, rah, this journey has been so beautiful. Like, rah. I can't believe that I even used to eat so much sugar. I can't believe that I was there before, because I'm here now, and if I go there again, if I need sugar again, if I need ASMR again, I can go back without judging myself, without being so hard on myself, because I know that the sugar's helped me before in the past. I know that the ASMR has helped me before in the past, but I know as well through experience, through just being patient and present with myself, that I don't need that Earth is here supporting me, I am here supporting me, we've got friends online supporting me, like, you know what I mean? So you can do this and just be present with yourself. So I don't believe anything's intrinsically bad, and I believe that ASMR serves its purpose. Yeah, to me, ASMR shows me that there is a need for change in your reality. The really serious thing about like ASMR and little things like this, there's even there's this bottle where it has the smell in the cap, and I'm going to put it on the screen because that was not a good description, but basically that exists, and I'm also very much against that as well, because you are playing tricks on the body, you are playing tricks on the mind. Again, when you're doing things like ASMR, trying to get comfort from online virtual resources, you are playing tricks on the mind and malnourishing the body in a way, and your body is then getting used to synthetics, your body is then getting used to this virtual reality that you're creating, and you are lacking training. It's like going to a virtual gym rather than going to an actual gym. When you get into the actual gym with real weight, with real potency, with real force, these little fake virtual muscles are not going to be able to lift the weight that, you know, your ideal body requires to be built and sculpted. What I mean by this is just, when you're manifesting, you need practice, and you cannot practice when it's in a virtual space. Now, imagination and virtuality are two different things, because imagination requires you to, again, lift the weight of the ethers within your mind, and create whole new realities, whole new spaces. So again, you are lifting the weight of that space, and then through, you know, being aware of yourself, you're able to bring that down. But then when you're doing, for example, ASMR, you're watching a video, you're online, it's already given to you, you're not using your imagination, someone else is just stimulating you. It stimulates the brain and it stimulates the back of the skull, and it gives you the sense that you're in close range of natural sounds, of, you know, the little tapping and the whispering and the being in close union with someone else. And to me, it sounds a lot like mental masturbation. ASMR is kind of like porn in that sense, unhealthy. And in terms of now like manifesting, because it's just such a key word with I was gonna say it's such a key word with these like new people, with these new beings, let's say, because it's such a key word, a key phrase, I have to talk about it. Like when you're tricking your body, when you're not really creating a relationship with your body, when you're not really going through the thick of life, You're not training yourself, and the body is a tool, and it's a tool that can be used for you or can be used against you, and you have to be the ultimate decider of that. And your body needs experiences. We all come here for experiences. So when you're giving yourself a false experience, you're not learning what you need to learn in order to do what you need to do. And then, for example, imagine your body is a woman, and your woman wants real touch. She wants real embrace. She wants real hugs. But you're giving her virtual touch, virtual embrace, virtual hugs. And then you tell her, in the real world, in the physical 3D, I'm going to build an empire. I'm going to build a boat. I'm going to build rocket ships. But you need this woman in order to build everything. Again, behind every great man, the mind, there is a great woman, the body, who supports him, right? So how is the body, how is this woman supposed to believe in what the mind is saying, in what this man is saying? How is she supposed to support you when you've not shown any real physicality? You've not let her know physically that this is what she means, because she doesn't operate how you operate. Whereas the mind has eyes to see through. She sees through touch, she sees through emotion, she sees through feeling. And then so when you're mentally masturbating and actually physically masturbating too, we might as well add it into the conversation, you are literally putting an absolute cap on your life, because it is the body, it is the matter, it is the ma'at that brings in the life force energy that you need to bring anything that you think of to life. And there's literally, in my opinion, no two ways about this. But again, I said this is a conversation. I don't want to be like, like this is this and this is that. So if you have your own points on it, let me know down in the comments. But in my personal opinion, feminine energy plays such a key role and such a key part in this existence. And we are so yet to get to know feminine energy. For example, I just got an insight just then. And I want to speak about the 3 aspects of feminine energy just lightly. I believe that in this life, we're only just getting to know the feminine, and we're seeing one of her faces, but I believe that she has 3. And again, we cannot access even one of these faces without acknowledging ourselves and where we're at. So this is not me saying stop ASMR right here, right now. No, this is me saying acknowledge where you're at, go in on yourself, and then let's invite this feminine to show us her faces. Because she really has so much to show us. She has so much to show us in the light, in the shadows, and in the darkness. You know, dark matter is something that we're only just getting to know. And again, as above, so below, we are related to dark matter, we are related to the light, we are related to the shadows. And so it's so important for us to really acknowledge ourselves, and ASMR is not going to help you do that. This space that I'm creating with you guys is a sacred space. If you didn't hear me say it before, or if you didn't remember, my name is Nakaira, and I welcome you into this space. This is a community space where we are here to dwell, communicate, open up, and just be present with each other. And I want this to be a conversation. I don't know why I'm so tongue-tied at the moment, but yeah, I want this to be a conversation between you and I. This is not me saying this is this and this is that, because I don't believe anyone has the answers, because we are all individually within our own realities, and all that we can do in this life, all that we can ever do, and this is why everything is sex, is because it's an energy transfer, it's an energy exchange. That's what sex is, S-E-X, exchanging. And then so every conversation that you're in, you're really having it with yourself. It's just that those that are against you, your opposition, the masculine to the feminine, is just showing you more so of who you already are within yourself. So that's why I prefer conversation rather than to I'm turning this on again. That's why I prefer conversation over, you know, dictatorship or debates. I'm actually gonna refer to a video that I linked here called The Science of Touching and Feeling, and this was a TEDx presentation by David Linden, and basically he was speaking about the science of touching and feeling, of course, and he was just talking about the importance of touch. In the video he mentions how humans babies before 2, if they don't get the adequate amount of touch that they need before 2 years old, it slows their brain development, it slows their social interactions, it can have a massive effect on them as human beings, and even myself as well. Like moments where I can't hug people or be embraced or just be real around people has a super massive effect on me, and has an emotional effect. And I have to just remind myself that, you know what, it's okay to want touch, it's okay to want embrace, it's okay to ask for these things. And I feel like we're in a state where we don't even ask anymore, just because it's so it seems like a thing that is extra, you know, to ask for touch, to ask for embrace, because it's vulnerability, opening up your arms and being like, hey, I need help, like I need help right now, like I really, really do. And because we all know that everybody's going through it, we all know that everyone's going through it, the way that this system has been designed and the way that we're just coping and we're always consistently on survival mode, we all know that everyone's going through it. So it's really hard for us to ask another person, hey, can you hold me in this moment? Because it comes with an aspect of like, oh, selfishness, like you feel like you're being selfish when you ask another to hold you, when really if we're all there holding each other, at least in my opinion anyway, I believe that we can really benefit off that. And that's why I believe that ASMR can be a hindrance and can be like a masturbation, but I will talk about the masturbation part in a moment. But just to bring this point home, like, I'm not judging anyone for using ASMR. For example, like when I'm sad, oh, this is gonna be cringe, but it's true. When I'm sad, I love watching like Korean comedy shows. So I watch a show called Running Man. I love watching K-dramas. I love curling up in bed and being in my feelings all day. And I was mentioning this to my sister-in-law, and I was basically saying to her, I don't even judge myself for doing that anymore, because these things are supporting me. Like these things that I wouldn't normally want to watch because I want to be productive with my time and doing so much better, because I know the value of my life, I know the value of my essence. But I know what I need in that moment. I know that I want to be embraced. I know that I want to laugh, so I go to a comedy show because I want to laugh. I know I want cuddles, so I cuddle myself up in bed, you know, and I acknowledge my reality. And then when I'm doing things like that, like eating sweeter foods, for example, sweet foods stimulate the brain and mimic your mum's milk, your mum's breast milk, for example, and we all do that. And when I'm in that space, I acknowledge myself and I'm just like, you know what, Nakaira, I feel like, yeah, this week have your little lie down, have your little rest, have your little Running Man, and you know, and have your little moments. And then next week, get your shit together, identify what the issue is, and let's really try and thrive to make this reality just as comfortable as you feel in this moment of vulnerability, you know, because you seek that comfort and you create it for yourself with these TV shows, with the binge eating and the binge watching, so you can take that energy and you can transmute it and put it into other areas. So that's why I'm against ASMR, because you can, instead of spending time online making virtual connections with YouTubers that don't even know your name, make real connections. You can, you know, spend time getting with a lover, making friendships, like whispering. You can even whisper to yourself and just stimulate that brain for yourself. One thing that I actually do, I have baby hairs behind here, and it's one of my favourite things to do, and that just stimulates my scalp, and it's really great for hair growth as well. And yeah, so I just do that for myself, and we all have the ability to do that. But I feel like when we're using online as a source, we're just crippling ourselves. The phrase is mental masturbation. Now, I think you guys would have seen, you know, that whole theme that men are doing right now, which I absolutely adore, and it's called NoFap, and it's basically where you're taking back your sexual energy power. Just to speak on sexual energy for a moment as well, so potent, so strong, and again, is the manifesto for everything in life. A lot of the times, especially when people are first waking up to their spiritual journeys, I would say, for the average person, they're afraid of grounding themselves. They're definitely afraid of grounding themselves, and they're afraid of getting dark, and unfortunately that won't work. And I'll tell you why. Imagine a tree, just for a moment, right? So you've got a tree. A tree cannot grow up without a strong rooting system. So just as light as the tree gets, it's just as dark as it needs to be. So send that to any of your light worker friends, right? Any of those people that are just like, peaceful and light, da 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 da. Send that to them, because you can't get light without getting dark. That is just the symbiotic nature of life. Again, we've all seen the yin and yang symbol, so we know this to be true. So when you've got, I forgot my point. So when you've now got your own energy, you need to be okay with sending yourself down into yourself and grounding yourself. I really forgot my point, which is a shame. People can be in a relationship and obviously they don't have certain levels of awareness. Their relationship's very simple, let's call it. So they're not tapped into different frequencies of the relationship, and they've definitely not got spiritual awareness as the foundation of their relationship. And unfortunately, this springs up in the simplicity as, oh, I have a higher sex drive and you're not satisfying me, when really the male counterpart needs to take accountability for the fact that he is a leader, he is a head figure. Naturally, men are naturally taller than women most of the part, and that is because they're supposed to be the leader and the overseer. And again, I know a lot of traditional people or people that don't like tradition are gonna be against that, but I don't mean it in the way where the woman there has to be this or there has to be that. I'm not even going to get into that, but I mean it more so like in terms of an energetic role. There is an energetic role that the masculine energy plays, and more than likely if he taps into his masculinity, and again she can do that too, but whoever's tapping into their masculine energy needs to be accountable for the fact that they are a natural leader. And so when you are taking on that role of being a natural leader, and especially if you're a natural leader guarding and providing for a feminine force, you need to have a surplus of energy, because the feminine is a surplus of energy. Again, if we look at magnetism versus electricity, 10 times stronger, always 10 times stronger. And so you are then blessed as a masculine being, as a male being, with this sperm, with this liquid, I was gonna say fluid inside of yourself. And so when you cultivate that and use that for your day-to-day, you can really take charge of your own life. Yeah, anyway, so all I want to say about basically sexual energy and bringing your energy down from this space to lower energies is to think of it in the same way that you think of living on the earth. Lower energies involve like water, stone, soil, even tapping into like lava and stuff like that. Like, remember, we are beings of the earth, so we are connected to all of these frequencies, and a lot of the time a lot of people are so afraid of going and truly harnessing their sexual energy just because of the prejudice, I think, that has come from, you know, the Crusades and just the absolute agenda to suppress women, definitely, to suppress the use of subtle energies and much more powerful and potent energies within us. And I think obviously right now we're in the turning point of that. Much more information is out, rising and coming up, so a lot of people are tapping in. So I'd encourage you not to be afraid of your own sexual energy. Again, my phone's taking a picture. Anyway, so yeah, don't be afraid of yourself. I don't know why that's happened. Don't be afraid of yourself. You're a sexual being. You should have a sexual relationship with yourself, and you should have a relationship with yourself on your multiple planes and multiple aspects as well. Obviously everyone knows about the 7 chakras, even though you are connected to so many more lines and so many more spaces and elements of self. And as you get to know your space here, the 7, and the physical aspect, the light spectrum of yourself, you will then get to know, you know, the other aspects of yourself and these lower energies, and you'll create a relationship with them and then stop even referring them to them as lower energies, and you'll refer to them for what they really are, which is darker, powerful and holistic energies. Like, you'll live a more holistic lifestyle, and you can only ever do that from really getting to know yourself. Relating this back now to the no fap and everything like that, because of your sexual energy and your sexual waters, I'll call them, you know, masturbation serves a great purpose if you're doing it purposefully for a certain reason. It can help with manifestation in so many ways, and again, there are so many videos to that out there on YouTube, so you can really just do your research about how to use masturbation for manifestation. But in terms of just your day-to-day as well, if you cultivate that sexual energy within yourself, you can use it for so much. Like, for example, our ancestors used to use it to help them with hunting and gathering. They used to, because you've got such an abundant life force energy within you, it helps you to attract a mate. It helps you to be much more quicker, faster, smarter, much more decisive when you're going about your day-to-day life. And specifically with men as well, because they create such a potion within themselves, let's call that. So because they create such a potion within themselves, and it requires so much energy from them. If men are not using that energy and not using their seed correctly and just spilling their seed as if it's water when it is not, you know, they're doing themselves a disservice. So if you trust organizations like Facebook, like Meta, and since they're the same now, like your government and things like that, maybe you might not resonate with this part of the video, and maybe it might trigger you. Again, if it does, let me know down in the comments respectfully. This is a community, this is a conversation. However, I don't trust nobody, so let's get into it. Basically, I believe that a lot of social experiments are being conducted online, a hell of a lot, and I'm going to dive into that in a moment. But what I want to tell you is that I believe that we're definitely being geared and trained and being groomed, that's the word, we're being groomed, I don't know what this was, we're being groomed into accepting the virtual more and more and more. I would advise anyone to research and Google the transhumanistic agenda. Again, these are no longer conspiracy theories, even though they were never conspiracy in the first place. They were just people noticing, and people with eyes open enough to notice where society was going to. And again, if you don't believe in the transhumanistic agenda, your Forbes has made an article about it, and I'm going to quote Forbes right now. I'm just going to turn to the screen. So we will also see increased use of implants ranging from brain microchips and neural lace to mind-controlled prosthetics and subdermal RFID chips that allow users to unlock doors or computer passwords with a wave of their hand. Right, so that's going to be with a wave of the hand, just like how my phone right now, because I've waved my hand, is taking pictures of me, you know, and this is going to be the case more and more in the future. So it's not a conspiracy theory anymore. We really are moving towards a world where, you know, the virtual reality is going to be within the body. You know, people are going to be integrating with these things if they so choose to, if they put their will in that way and they create that reality for themselves. Whereas right now, I'm giving everyone an opportunity to reflect inwards and just ask yourself, is that the future that you want for yourself? Do you want to be part robot? Do you want to be virtual? Do you want to put your consciousness into a computer, into a microchip? Like, you have the option. And these are no longer things that are underground anymore, where my parents would be like, yeah, this is going to happen in the future, and like, Kyra, like, you need to prepare yourself. Like, nah, like, these things are way on the surface now. You know, it was predicted in the 90s, and now your Forbes is posting it. Again, the link to the Forbes article will be down below. Not no conspiracy theory websites, real legit sources. So give that a read. And what I mean by even mentioning this transhumanistic agenda in terms of ASMR as well is, I believe that, and again, this can't be quoted, this might be considered as conspiracy or whatever you want to call it, but I believe that the internet is used for a plethora of things. And again, a quote that I came across, and I didn't write it down because I heard it on a YouTube video, but a quote that I came across was that if you're not paying for something online, it means that you are the product. And I can attest for this. I have had several businesses in the past, and I've just used the internet as market research. Like, when I get busy on a computer, I get busy. If I want to find something, I'll find something. If I want to find you, I might find you. Like, you know what I mean? And there are people with much more resources than I have. And again, I've even taken training from billionaires online through online courses, and they say the same thing. My phone's taking pictures of me again. They say the same thing. They say, yeah, billionaires spend almost millions every year just to study social behavior, social psychology, and they're able to access this information. And again, we even, like, you are the product. There is no to me, there is no debate, but again, conversation, not me dictating. So if you have anything to say, you can say it. But yeah, Facebook is using you, and Instagram and all these websites are using you as a source of AdSense. Even YouTube as well, we're on here free online when really we're used as resource to promote AdSense. As someone that's done marketing as well, I've used Facebook as a resource for myself to promote my products and things like that. So, you know, it's not that these things are not known, but I believe that they're not just being used for money or marketing, because really, what is money? And again, I'm not going to sit here and be like, money isn't important. I believe that money is very important. It's a very powerful tool that you can use to elevate yourself, just like anything else in life. However, money is not just a tool for elevation. It is also a like this paper, I'm sorry, I'm running out of words. It's like a physical capsule of energy. There we go. Money is like a physical capsule of energy. And then so it's just a record, like I lifted this up, so I write that down on here. That's a record that holds value. But why would it hold value? Because I've said it holds value, because it's a capsule of my energy. When you put your energy into something, into Facebook, into a platform, into even brands that you wear, and I'll build on that in a moment. When you put your energy into something, that's when the currency is built, because it's your energy, it's your currency. Like, you are the current that you are seeing, you know what I mean? So when you're on platforms like this, they're able to sway your energy. They're able to build their power based upon your power. They're using like Jupiter energy. What's Jupiter energy now? That is expansion. That's the word. I'm gonna turn off my phone because it's distracting me, and I'll be back in a moment. Yeah, so brands and building on your energy. So for example, brands do this all the time. If I sold this, it would probably sell for like less than a penny, right? Less than 1 pence. But if there was a Gucci logo on this, it would sell for more. Why? Gucci have managed to make their brand and their energy associate with stars, and this is used so much in influencer marketing. In fact, this is the foundation for influencer marketing. Like for example, I have a brand, plain white t-shirts, no one wants it. I have a brand, plain white t-shirts, but I put it on a Zendaya, I put it on a Michael B. Jordan, I put it on a whoever other stars are out there. But why is it important now? Why is my brand now seeing popularity? Because of the stars, because of these people that have this star power, this natural innate star energy. So you put your energy with theirs, and you associate yourself with the stars, and your platform, your brand, your whatever you're trying to promote gets elevated with these stars, gets elevated with the Zendayas and the Michael B's, right? And then so it's not necessarily about what the person's wearing, because I don't know if you guys were around for Tumblr and stuff, but I remember growing up on the internet and seeing people like dripped head to toe in like all these different brands, or even in real life when I'm walking around and going to town in Manchester or something like that, you see people that are just dripped head to toe in like name brand stuff, and yet they don't carry that star energy, and it looks kind of foolish them wearing it, whereas someone who is rightful within their energy can be wearing a Primark outfit. Again, Primark's a brand that's known for being cheap in the UK, so like they can be wearing a Primark outfit, no brand, no this, no that, but because they carry that natural star energy within themselves, they outshine anyone wearing a Gucci belt. Do you know what I mean? And that's why, you know, celebrities wear things of where brands are of a higher status, so that they can as well emulate the energy of people that naturally have the energy within them. You are the star that Facebook wants. You are the star that everybody is after. You know, oftentimes, like even myself, when I was just like first noticing the stars in the sky, I would wish upon a star. And then one day I just had an insight, and I was like, the stars need me just as much as I need them. These big corporations, Facebooks and whatever else, they need you so much more than you need them. So much more. Your energy is so potent, and you are so full of potential. I believe here on earth we're like a stem cell. We are like stem cells, full of limitless potential, and we have like a bunch of hands around us, a bunch of ideas around us being implanted, trying to use our stem cell potentiality to create and add to and expand their ideas, rather than these hands, these ideas allowing us to really grow into who we want to be. If we want to be a liver, we can be a liver. If we want to be stars, we can be stars. If we want to be the brain, we can be the brain. You know what I mean? We can be whoever we want to be, but within the body, within the earth, within ourselves, right? But because because this earth is like tainted with so many ideas and beings that want their ideas to continue rather than to allow the new to flow through, they're so willing to use your energy in a way that doesn't harness your growth, doesn't support your like natural intrinsic growth. And like a lot of words are getting stuck in my throat right now just because I feel like I'm thinking about that blockage and it's making me feel blocked. But yeah, so like these organizations aren't allowing us our natural growth. And it's not just these organizations, it goes so much deeper, but again, how deep does the rabbit hole go? But yeah, so right now, what I'm doing through this conversation is inviting you just to remember yourself. Remember that, you know, you have the opportunity to empower yourself. Again, this is not about fear mongering. This is not about me saying stay away from the internet, everything's bad, da, da, da. You know what I mean? It's not one of those conversations. It's if you're going to engage with Facebook, if you're going to engage with the metaverse, if you're going to engage with ASMR, you want us to come close and to whisper to you. If you want that, that's cool, that's absolutely fine. And then acknowledge that you want it, acknowledge where you are. Even I'm reading a book by OSHO right now. Just should have read it from time ago, but I'm only reading it right now. It's been on my mom's shelf for years, literally years, and when I found it I was like, oh my god. But it's OSHO, the Book of Secrets, and basically it just talks about how tantra is an awareness practice. It's not that you condemn yourself for the things that you do. It's not that you condemn yourself for having sex. It's not that you condemn yourself for breathing orgasmically. It's not that you condemn yourself for sitting down and having a binge night. It's that you fully engage with your binge night. You fully engage with your sex. You fully engage with your hug and embraces that you need, that you think you need. And then when you're done with them, you're completely done because you were fully conscious throughout the whole engagement. And I just really resonate with this practice so much. And this is what I'm asking of you. Like, when the metaverse comes, would you even notice that you were inside of it? Like, with how we're just being so groomed through things like ASMR, through just our daily interaction with these devices, would we even notice if we were online? And I'm going to make that this video's question. Would you even notice if you were in the metaverse right now? And if the answer is, oh my gosh, I wouldn't know, then take a minute just to reconnect with yourself and your soul, because you are that powerful. I believe in you. You know, we're friends. And I believe in all of my friends, right? So you've got that power within you. It's just a case of you rekindling and realigning yourself with that power. So again, not here to pump out fear, not here to be like, oh my god, the metaverse is coming. Like, nah, none of that. But more so, the metaverse is what it is, and you are who you are. And you just need to remember that. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this little ramble, this little rant about why I'm against ASMR and everything like that. And I really appreciate you guys being present with me. Again, this is a conversation, I cannot say that enough. I am Nakaira. If you have anything to say, leave it respectfully down in the comment sections and I will be there with you always. Leave a like on this video if it resonates, and I would love to see you guys here next time. So make sure you subscribe, like, leave that notification bell thingy majiggy, and yeah. See you next time.